Welcome everybody to the ultimate YouTube fighter simulator. Using the very latest in technology, we will be determining who is the ultimate YouTube fighter, scrapper, doer of punches. Shall we bring upon the audience the lovely bracket? Shall we brack them? There we go. Here are our fighters, all carefully scientifically paired. We will be going through one at a time, and you, the audience, and I, the expert, will be determining who is the ultimate fighter. This isn't necessarily about who has good boxing skills, okay? Because most of the people on this list, myself included, would simply die by stepping into a boxing ring. This is about who you think has the will to survive. The eye of the tiger, if you will. The thrill of the fight, and all of that other good stuff from the film Roque, starring, I think it was Vin Diesel who played Roque, wasn't it, in those movies? And now, of course, Creed. They're setting up the poll. This is very advanced technology. Let's look at our first two fighters. So the first one, he's the yak farmer with an axe to grind, and also he owns a suspicious amount of guns, some of which are pink. It's Jeffree Star. The other is a boy with an unnaturally large arse by the name of James Charles. Neither famed for their fighting abilities, for their pugilism, and perhaps that's why we've paired them. Okay, so far, oh my god, with 40 votes counted, it's looking like Jeffree Star is running away with it. Feel free to justify your votes in the chat, by the way. I really want to know what the mental process is, why you think Jeffree Star is going to annihilate James Charles. I mean, Selma says everyone knows not to mess with a problematic yak farmer. That's fair. Someone has just immediately left. They're obviously a huge James Charles fan, and right, I'm calling it now. I'm sorry. James Charles is on the ring. He's tapping out. He's barely conscious. I'm the ref. I'm there in my stripy shirt. I'm going 1, 2, 3, and then I'm grabbing Jeffree's skeletal wrist and I'm raising it in the air. Jeffree Star is the winner of the first round of the Ultimate YouTube Champion. Congratulations, congratulations. And we can put him in that box. Look at that beautiful functionality we've got here. But now, oh my god, a question for the ages. For the ages, Dan versus Phil. Who would win in a no holds barred fight to, not the death, but might as well be, a fight for life. And by the way, this isn't just boxing. They can use weapons, but the weapons have to be thematically related to them as a creator. And Dan will be wearing the whiskers in the ring, sort of as war paint. It's going to be a brutal battle. Liam is already calling this for Dan. Sazzy says, do we even need a poll for this? Well, we do, because we are nothing if not a democracy. Siobhan says, Dan was literally a presidential candidate. Of course he'd win. Amazing knowledge of YouTube and news law there. Phil overthrew Panama, he can overthrow Dan, very true. Liam says, realistically Phil would win, but we will all choose Dan. everyone's going by rat law. Isn't Phil like really tall? I feel like he could throw Dan. Phil is really tall, but Dan is also very tall. It would be a very lanky battle. It'd be like watching two daddy long legs just go at it. Okay, so far it's... Okay, Dan's winning, but it's not a blowout, right? 61-39 to Dan Howell. It's closer than I thought. I thought one of them would run away with it. Sazzy, are we meant to be voting for who we think will win? Yes! What else do you think we're doing here? There's very little else to this segment. Phil has the will. All right. I'm calling it. Phil's knocked out. He's passed out on the ground and I can hear him snoring. I'm calling this for Dan. Congratulations to Dan Howell. He is through to the second round. Now we come to two spectacular fighters. One is Lil Huddy, who I believe doesn't want to be known as Lil Huddy anymore. I think he's just known as Huddy. And sorry, we don't make the rules, you're still Lil Huddy. You can't pick a name like that and expect people to stop calling you it. So he's now Lil Huddy, and he's be taking on a little known Albanian YouTuber. Little known, but large sized. And his name is Large Huddy. Let the fight begin. Amazing timing with the button there. This is going to be interesting because, yeah, obviously Large Huddy is large, but he's also less well known than Little Huddy. So vote carefully. Yeah, to be fair, it might be that most of the audience is Albanian and they might know his his capabilities as a fighter. I'm obsessed with Sazzy in the chat, not realizing that they were supposed to be voting. That this was just more of a theoretical exercise. Yeah, I would say Lil Huddy is one of the few people in this bracket who probably could actually survive a fight. And yeah, at the moment, he's getting absolutely creamed by large Huddy, I will say. Yeah, he's got him up. He's ready to go. We went to each of their houses and asked them just to take a photo, and Lil Huddy just did a little post. Large Huddy he's like, I'm ready to fight. It's a David versus Goliath. Yeah, I'm calling it. Lil Huddy's dead. Oh my God, deceased. Large Huddy has taken the match. Right, so first up, we've got a man named Dream. Okay, a man famous for having one side of his face. And then another man, and perhaps there is a sound or animation related to him. His name is Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast! Yeah, almost. Almost. One, I'm going to start doing it like a proper boxing announcer. One, he's the loaded philanthropist from somewhere in America. He's the guy with only one side to his face. The other side is skeleton, like Two-Face from Batman. One only recently gained a face, while the other's throwing his money all over the place. Who will win in Mr. Beast versus Dream? Now this is tricky. Are they not the same person? This is tricky because Mr. Beast does have the word beast in his name. But Dream has the power of dreams behind him. Oh, so far though, Mr. Beast running away with it. Do you think it's because Dream is just a soft boy? He's just an adorable soft boy who would not hurt a fly. She's like, I don't want to fight. Unless it's fighting a creeper.
Side eye.
Bombastic side eye. I couldn't hurt a fly. But maybe a flying ender dragon at the worst. It's my Dream impression, everybody, thank you. And then my impression of Mr. Beast is just...
That swayed it a bit.
Did that sway it? What, in favour of Dream? It's not really what the impression was meant to be engendering. I want to see Dream suffer. Okay. Mr. Beast is too philanthropic to throw it down all angry like. Dream looks like he would call Mr. Beast on every foul and win by a technicality. I really like the strong analysis that is going on here. But once again, I don't think there's been a single one of these fights that hasn't been a blowout. Dream comes in with a left hook. But what's this? Mr. Beast throws a big wad of money in his eye, knocks him out cold. It's a win for Mr. Beast! So fun to press this button. So I guess we have to do all this side before we can do the other side. Okay, now this is an interesting one. Jeffree Star versus Dan Howell. Two incredibly similar people. I get them mixed up most of the time. One of them likes putting makeup on their face, one of them likes putting whiskers on their face. Just, you know, basically twins. So who's gonna win if they do a big fight? There's something wild happening. You can't see this, but just off screen, Tia has done 4 backflips in a row. Does Jeffree have a sword in this boxing match? We know how scared Dan is of a man with swords. Well, Dan is scared of criminals with swords. So whether or not you consider Jeffree Star a criminal, what am I to say? I'm not getting sued. Take that into consideration. So, is it Jeffree Star or Dan H-Dog? Bow wow! Is that dog barking? Oh my God, 50-50. Whoa!
Back and forth.
I just said we haven't had a close one. 50-50 exactly. This is interesting. This is interesting. Now this is content. Who needs these professional streamers when you can watch graphs move?
30 seconds.
I just want the finale to be Dan versus Rat. Well, there you go. But don't forget that Benedict Townsend is also in this. So I have a feeling I'm probably going to be knocked out in the first round.
Okay.
It's 53-48, 52-48. This might come down to points, honestly, because they're both still on their feet. Why isn't Dumbledore on here? The man has secrets, I'm telling you. No, it's not Dumbledore who has secrets. It's Grindelwald who has secrets. We're running out. 54 votes. It's 52% for Dan, 48 for Jeffrey. The judges are sweating. The crowd's going wild. Jeffrey, he feigns left. Oh, it's back to 50-50. Oh my God. This is crazy. Jeffrey swings with the right leg. It goes straight over Dan's head.
Ooh.
Dan pulls out a shuriken, throws it at Jeffrey's neck. All right, I'm calling it for Dan. Dan's won. 51-49. Well done. Well done, Dan Howell.
Skin of
Crazy.
his teeth.
Although the poll completed at exactly 50-50,
Oh no.
which is amazing. Wow, okay. Now we have Large Huddy versus Mr. Beast. I mean, this is basically a war crime. This is going to be an absolute massacre. I think we know exactly who's going to win this one. You've got the world's arguably most famous YouTuber versus, Mr. Beast. So I think the large Albanian man is probably going to be stealing this one. But we're firing up the poll and we'll find out. Dan Howell just has a lot of fighting experience from fighting the criminal with a sword. That's true. All right, is it that large Huddy boy or Mr. Beast? No, Dumbledore has secrets. Grindelwald did crimes. Oh, that's true. Those darn crimes. I don't think any of us could forget those crimes of Grindelwald. The way we laughed, the way we cried at those crimes. Movie of the summer, I'd argue. Everyone's pulling for Large Huddy. Rebecca clicked the wrong one. Which one's the wrong one? I'm guessing Mr. Beast in this instance.
We got the chat on screen now.
Oh, wow.
So we can see the poll.
Wow.
Well, I guess they can already see
Chatception.
it.
Now you have to really think twice about what you post. Come on, Mr. Beast. We've got some Beast fans in there. Livy says it's a no-brainer.
Wait.
But is that a no-brainer in favour of Large Huddy or Mr. Beast? We'll find out. Even Mr. Beast can't stop Big Huddy. It's not Big Huddy. Large Huddy.
It's large.
He's known as Large Huddy. Mr. Beast would beat Large Huddy, then pay his medical bills and buy him large new limbs. Okay, well, at the moment, Large Huddy boy, he's running away with it. 71-29. 17-38. Hey, what's up? Hello. Massive Huddy. Oh my god. One of the comments is just, oh my god. That's the kind
OMG.
that's the kind of drama we inspire here on YouTube News. Just people going, oh my god, I can't believe it. Ginormous Huddy. The largest possible Huddy. I'm just voting based on who I'd be afraid if I was fighting them. There we go. I think I would be terrified to fight Large Huddy. I interviewed him ahead of this competition, and he, on 3 separate moments, tried to take a swing at me. Obviously, I parried him and took him down because I know a personal combination of Jiu-Jitsu and Krav Maga that I've been working on for several years. He comes in this side, I swat the hand away. He comes in this side, I swat the hand away. I get him in the headlock, I get him on the ground. I say, can we talk like real big boys now? Because obviously, he's underestimated who I am. I'm calling it now. Mr. Large Huddy. Can I call you Large? He's won. Congratulations to the Pride of Albania. Apologies to Dua Lipa. We've come down now to our first true finalist? Yeah, I guess finalist, right?
Yeah. The first
Dan
one.
Howell versus Large Huddy. This is going to be tough. These are 2 beloved creators. Katie says Benedict should be on the poll. I am on the poll. On the other side, on this side, we've got a whole other set of fighters to get through. One of which may be Martha the dog. So do not go anywhere before the voting has finished. So we've got Dan Howell versus Large Huddy. 2 of the most beloved creators in existence. But who would pound the other one into oblivion? In a fighting sense. It's a family show. Would it be the arguably extremely bemuscled Dan Howell? Or the equally strong Large Huddy? Dan Howell, chatty man. Large Huddy, the largest. I'm loving these custom
What do you
names are
think
coming up.
what's their signature moves?
Oh, good question. So Dan Howell's signature move would probably be some kind of like Rower XD type move where he's like kind of scratch.
Yeah.
Dan would probably also have some kind of move where he like roasts himself. He just like hits his own head because he's so frickin' self-deprecating, like an epic millennial. And Large Huddy's probably most famous move is that he goes like this, and then out of his fist there comes a kind of like the movie Alien, comes a much smaller fist like that, and that one's holding a little gun, and that shoots you. Yeah, in Albanian it roughly translates as fist with a smaller fist holding a gun.
Is that is the other fist littler Huddy?
Ah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the smaller fist is about the equivalent size of Little Huddy's fist, just for scale.
He consumed him during his...
Wait, how large is Large Huddy?
Large Huddy is somewhere between 12 and 100 feet tall, depending on the day and depending on his mood. And Dan, to be fair, Dan is very tall, but he's not quite as tall.
I think you actually sold it a bit for Large Huddy there.
Ooh. Okay, yeah. Large Huddy might be 100 feet tall, but Dan Howell has, he can tag team in an army of Tumblr fangirls to assist him,
10 seconds to call.
who will harness the power of cancel culture to take down Large Huddy. They'll find some old tweets Large Huddy did and bring him down from the inside. Meg says, do we have a background check on Large Huddy? He could be a criminal with a sword. It's not out of the realm of possibility that he produces a sword at some point. Okay, are we calling it? Yeah, I'm sorry to the Large Huddy fans, the Hudsters, but in a shocking turn of events that no one saw coming, it seems like the chat is going towards Dan Howell. His giant, enormous frame capsizes, shaking the building as it hits the ground. It takes 40 men to carry Large Huddy out of the room and onto the plane back to Albania as Dan Howell stands, bloodied and victorious, singing "A month without uploading, he comes back with a tag." That whole thing. All right, we're on to round two. We've got some crazy characters and even some animals in this round. Speaking of animals, Alfie and Zoe, when you get them in the ring, tigers, vicious. Who would win? Seasoned boxer and friend of the show, Kasai, or Alfie Deyes, who also has the option to tag team in Zoella, who runs into the ring with a chair and hits the person over the back of the head. She doesn't fight, but at any moment, she can be summoned into the ring to smack the person with a chair. And it's a really nice, florally decorated chair that's available at Zoella.com. Large Huddy was too big for his boots. He really was. Large Huddy looks like he'd bring up Brexit during Christmas dinner. And Nala. Is Nala involved as well? Yeah, she would just sort of bite the kind of ankle cuff of your trousers and go like...
Stage name Alan.
Stage name Alan. Right. KSI, friend of the show, Zoe and Alfie. Zoe and Alfie are currently running away with it. I mean, dare I remind you that Kasai has done boxing before. He's biffed some boys, and I think he's even perhaps won. Has he ever won? He's probably won, right?
Yeah. Nice.
He drew with Logan, right?
Yes.
Nala would maul KSI. Nala alone beats KSI. I think Alfie can survive on £1 a day. He's goated.
I secretly just wanted to end up being Nala v Martha the dog.
Oh my god, it could be.
Battle of Dogs.
It could be Nala versus Martha. At the weigh-in, the boxers go in the weigh-in and they're like, weighing 130 pounds, KSI. And then Alfie would be like, don't need the weighing scale. Here, with £1, Alfie Deyes. Biff, biff, biff. So, currently, it's looking like Zoe and Alfie and Nala, 58%. We've got a few to get through, so I'm calling it. We'll speed through these.
Let them fight.
In the words of the guy from Godzilla, let them fight. Hey, let them fight. It's Benedict Townsend auditioning for the role of guy from Godzilla. Let them fight. Sorry, I'll do that again. Let them fight. Presume I've got the role. All right, next up, two seasoned fighters. We have Jake Paul, seen here being smacked in the face, so no stranger to boxing. And here we have Lieutenant Colonel Trisha Paytas, Semper Fi, who is no stranger to the tough, no-nonsense, dog-eat-dog world of cosplay. But who would win in a fight in the ring? Would it be Miss Trish or Miss Jake? PopBuzz says not Trish. Or are they saying not Trish? I can't tell what the tone
Not
is.
the Trish.
See what democracy has to say about this. Will this be a true vote, or will it be a stolen election like the one that was taken from our beautiful President Trump in 2020? A joke, a common joke. Married with a donkey. What does that mean?
It's a Trisha reference.
Okay. Woman cries on kitchen floor. Emo Trisha would 100% win. I should stipulate, Trisha is allowed to do whatever cosplay she wants to do in order to win. So she may turn up as a KFC worker, you know, she may try a few things, but she's bringing home the gold. Jake Paul, though, also strong guy who has won boxing matches. But right now, Trisha, with 96% of the vote, I'm gonna have to call this almost immediately. I mean, this is a bloodbath. Yeah, 96%. Trisha Paytas wins. Jake Paul downed within the first 3 seconds. Trisha bayonets him with her fake rifle and he goes down. Okay, this one is really exciting. This is a real clash of the titans. Two iconic YouTube animals. You got the rat, this guy right here. Floats like a rat, stings like a rat. And then you've got Martha the Hound, the dog that Jim and Tanya hurled into a quarry when they were no longer together. But who would win in a fight? The rat has certainly had lots of adventures on this show, you know, fought criminals and stuff. But Martha lives on the streets now and is probably pretty street smart. So who's taking it down?
But the rat was born on the streets.
The rat was born on the streets, but he was made in the Royal Navy. Martha the Hound can't fight if she's dead, though. Anna raises a good point. Lola Logo says, you can tell we know a lot about boxing. You really do. Okay, but we've all heard the story of a rat, and that's true. As much as we all like Martha and miss her, in terms of fighting ability, in terms of being able to, you know, fire a bazooka at you, the rat runs away with it. Meg says the rat gets more powerful. Everything he's mentioned, so he's pretty much indestructible. But then Tia, Tia underscore TTT, it might be inspired by you, says Martha's got those farming guns.
That's me!
Oh, that is you! Who's your picture?
Mysaris.
Oh, Madison, okay. Can't fight brown bread. All right, Jared. She's not brown bread. Right, I'm calling it. The rat has taken it with 86%. Another crushing loss for Martha, sadly. That dog just cannot catch a break. So RIP to Martha, but don't worry, she's being sent to a farm where she'll live in harmony. Right, next up we've got, that's a wonderful bit of Photoshop. We've got me versus someone you and the audience will pick. So very quickly, just off the top of your head, who do you think I should fight? I'm going to pick my favourite one in the next 15 seconds.
We were supposed to ask this.
We were supposed to ask this way earlier in the show. Which YouTuber, or really any person, should I fight? Knuckles. Yeah, Ben Knuckles Townsend. I'm named after my favourite kid. Well, someone suggested the whole audience, but I feel like they may be a little bit biased. All right, let's do it. It's the Laughing Lady. Oh. This is the ultimate fight. Me versus Sweet Amber, the Laughing Lady. You're not laughing now, are you? Because we're about to see a big fight. And remember, before you get voting, remember who has given you hours of beautiful content. Hours of rambling, incoherent stories about rats and swords and Margaret Thatcher. And what's she ever given you? A couple of chuckles in the background? Come on, man. I'm not saying... I'm not saying you owe me this. Maybe
It's coming down.
Maybe the bad cop thing isn't working. Hold on, let me try a different tack. Come on, guys. We're all friends here. With the good old Ben Knuckles Townsend. He's got his rat. He's got his mug. Come on, we all have fun here. There's no need. There's no need for the laughing lady to be almost double my percentage. Oh, I need this. Come on, guys. I need this. I need a W.
All fake.
You're all fake, Siobhan. Thank you, Siobhan. That's an OG. That's a ride or die. Ben won't stand a chance. Traitors. This is like that. It's like that bloody TV show with all those traitors where they betray each other in a treacherous way. I can't remember the name of it, but it's just like that. Laughing Lady carries the show. She hasn't been on the show for a year.
Damn.
Leah says, how could you do this to him? This is just me lying metaphorically bruised and bruised and bloodied while the whole audience just takes turns having a swing. First he bullied me publicly, but now he's denied the right of the people. The camp friends. Unforgivable.
I think we're gonna have to call it.
I'm not calling it. I demand a recount. What about Pennsylvania? What about the postal votes? Right, they're rigging the machines. The machines are rigged.
It's going down.
This is a big lie. Despite the haters and losers, sleepy laughing lady has stolen it. Crooked laughing lady has stolen the election. This is a terrible day for democracy. And, you know, brilliant. Now the person who doesn't even have a proper photo on screen is going to go through. I hope you're happy. All right, next up we've got Trisha Paytas versus Alfie Deyes, Zoe and Nala. This one's tough. I think I know which way it's going to go, but I was wrong before. For example, in the vote about me. One laugh and you're dead in the ring, Ben. No face, no case. That's what I'm saying. If you haven't even got the courage to put a JPEG of yourself up, how can you win? All right, we've got Alfie, Zoe, and Nala, and Trisha, Mother of Queen. Oreo the dog could have won the whole thing, it's true.
Yeah.
If we were going to put another animal in.
Sweet.
Another animal in apart from me. Oreo probably could have.
What are their signature moves?
The signature moves. So Trisha's signature move is that she blasts you with her beautiful singing voice, like a Pokemon, which lulls you to sleep. And Alfie's move is he hurls a pound coin like a throwing star, and it wedges into your head like a coin slot. And he goes, "Change, please!" And that's his catchphrase.
Alright, we're gonna have to call it.
Sergeant Trisha Pepper. All right, we're running out of time, but also she's run away with it. Trisha. Okay, now we've got the rat versus the laughing lady. My God.
Oh.
Not even the most powerful, not even Mystic Meg could have seen this coming. Not even the most seasoned boxing expert in the world, me, could have seen this coming. This is crazy. We've got a woman who laughs versus a very strong rat. This is years of YouTuber news lore has built up to this. People are saying rat, people are saying lady. Well, the rat's running away with it currently. He's scurrying away with it.
Well, I mean, look who's still in the show, you know? Who's the survivor?
Oh! Who's laughing now? Not really me, to be honest with you. The rat would laugh in the face of the laughing lady. That's how confident he is. He would use her own signature move against her. Elizabeth says, we all know it's going to end up Dan versus the rat. That's true. Rat v rat. That's the finale we've planned. The rat has been through so much. He can't lose now. All right. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. Rat wins! Boo!
The flag of Ratling flies.
Oh, we've got this one. Okay. Trisha versus Rat.
Oh, wait, yeah.
So these two have been real crowd favourites so far.
Yeah.
Trisha has smoked every bit of competition, unless she didn't, I don't really remember. The rat has scurried his way to the cheese that is the prize. But will he get caught in a trap now? Like Elvis? Or a rat? It's up to you to decide. Everything always comes back to Dan and the rat, says Ren. That's true. It's just how the world works. Trisha will do a rat cosplay and smoke the rat. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Very true. Molly says, I would blindly follow the rat anywhere. They're both such ridiculous fictional characters, both voiced by Dan. That's really funny. The rat could cry on the floor, but Trisha could never be mayor of London. That's true. That's true. Let's not forget what the rat's been through. All right, I'm calling it.
Oh,
close.
oh,
Calling it.
close. Last chance.
Last chance for a Trisha surge. The rat has won! Trisha is off to the field hospital. And now we come to the finale I think we all in our hearts knew was coming. We've got
Serious music.
get some serious music going. We've got a filthy, disgusting, weaselly, hairy little rat versus the rat. Hey. We've got two iconic, entirely fictional characters, both invented by me for this show. Just kidding, they're both real. Dan v Rat. DVR. Not the DVR you use to record your favourite show. The kind that brings with it an epic battle. Selma says this is what the entire show has been building up to. This is the moment the fandom has been waiting for the last 5 years. This is my Joker. These comments are really on point this week. These are very funny comments. Everyone's talking about enemies to lovers. This isn't Wattpad. This is boxing. We don't smooch unless you count a fist hitting a face. Kiss with a fist. Florence and the Machine type beat. That's what we're on here. My therapist will be hearing about this. You're all saying this is a difficult vote, but currently the rat is running away with it. He's like the rat that got the cream. If you want to make this real, some of you need to get voting for old Danny Boy Howell.
Where does this fall into the law?
Aiden's asked where this falls into the law, and that's a very important question. Because whoever loses this poll will die on the show forever and never be mentioned again, ever.
Some high stakes.
Until next week or whatever, when I inevitably forget I've said this. I'm on the rat's side because if I wasn't, I fear he would have me killed. Very true. People are saying it's a no-brainer. I think Dan would sacrifice himself. He's going to sacrifice himself. No, Dan, you can't. Only I can stop the rat. Not you, not Hermione, me. People are starting to write Dan Drat fan fiction in the chat, which I don't enjoy.
Can we get Ken Watanabe in the chat?
Yeah, can we get some Ken Watanabe's Let Them Fight? In fact, can we see it? I think we've got Ken on the line. There he is.
Let them fight.
Thanks, Ken. He's always good for a FaceTime whenever we need him. Some people said this is a no-brainer. Annika said this is a brainer. And Meg said this is the biggest brainer. I hate to say it, but I might have to ring ring. Call it. That's the worst thing I've ever done. That's the worst thing I've ever done. That's appalling. I think I'm going to have to call it with 66. The sex number. With 66% of the vote, I declare officially the ultimate YouTube champion, the most powerful fighter in all of the YouTube land, to be, and luckily he's in the room to receive the prize. The ultimate champion is the rat. There he is. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever bring you down. Rat, congratulations. You've done it. You've taken home the confetti, brilliant. You've taken home the gold. Is there a punch in we could do? Or we could just get rid of me entirely. What's your message to all the boys and girls out there and all the little rat babies who don't think they can make it? What do you have to say to them? Great point. You've really nailed it. Listen, look, come over here. Come over here. Look at the chat. Look at the people. Look at how they applaud for you. You're a king. You're a king, rat. You're a king amongst these filthy peasants. These filthy, treacherous peasants who knocked me out of the game the first chance they got. Congratulations to the rat, to everybody, and victory royale. #1 victory royale. Congratulations to the rat. Thank you, everyone, for your help today in what has truly been the greatest sporting event in American history.